Hi, everybody. I'm Rosebud Baker. Welcome back to New Bits for the Afterworld. So happy to be your host. We've been doing this show every Monday of May. This is our last show, as far as we know. It might continue past May. We're not quite sure yet, but I love doing it. It's a chance for comics who are stuck at home quarantining to work out new material for when we're able to get back on stage. And everybody that I've had on has a bunch of new bits that they're kind of like still working out, and we help each other tag them up. It's truly like one of my favorite ways to kind of connect with other comics right now and to keep working on my stuff and to keep you guys entertained because I know you're bored as fuck. Now, real quick before we get started, I wanted to let you know again, this is every Monday of May. There's also on Wednesdays, JFL has a show called Characters Welcome. That's 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET. And then on Fridays, we have the Sklar Teen Comedy Hour hosted by the Sklar Brothers. And that's on Facebook and YouTube just for laughs. 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET. Also, you can donate to the comics tonight at tickly.co/just for laughs. It's a suggested donation of $5. But you can do whatever. We need you more than your money. So, well, we need your money. I'll be honest. We're all out of work and we do need your money. So please donate to the comics and also donate to the Canadian comics at the Emergency Relief Fund for Canadian Comedians, created by CASC to help raise money on GoFundMe for comedians who have lost work and income due to the coronavirus pandemic. And again, that is all of us. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our comics for tonight. Please put your hands together. The host of HQ, a very funny guy, good friend of mine, just riding on the streets of New York right now. Okay. And I do mean riding. Matt Richards, everybody.
Yeah. What up?
What's up, Matt? I'm glad you're wearing a helmet.
I have to, but I have a job. I'm going to work right now.
Yeah, you can't go in there with a fucking head wound.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you for having me.
You have 2 new bits, yeah?
Always. I stay with the bit.
All right, great. Our next comic is a great writer, a great friend of mine, always makes me laugh. I'm so excited that he's doing the show. Robby Slowik, everybody.
Hey, thanks for
Hey!
having me. I'm just here to do Matt Richards' Peloton class.
All right, guys. We're going uphill right now, y'all. We're going uphill.
Can't wait to listen to Matt panting through his bits. All right, and our last comedian, certainly not the least, honestly, just one of my best friends. I talk to her more than most people during this quarantine, and I don't talk to a lot. And I have seen her tits on FaceTime. Put your hands together for Sydnee Washington.
Wow, bitch.
There she is.
Wow. Wow. What a credit. Okay.
Yes.
My tits are a credit. Thank you.
Honestly, I
saw him one time at a diner.
Oh my God. What? Comedy.
You pulled your tits out at a diner?
What diner?
I was a straight woman at that time. I was straight.
This was before she was all the way gay.
Yeah. Oh wait. So I love that Robbie's question was what diner?
Yeah, I want to know what.
He's
diner
like, where do they serve Sydnee's tits?
Where's the diner?
Bacon, egg, cheese, and some titties.
Let me get a side of titties on them.
Awesome. Well, I think the first person that we're gonna have go up obviously is Matt because he is on his way to go host HQ and he has a rehearsal at 8:20. So Matt, what's your first bit for us?
Okay, my first bit is really not bit, it's just me venting. Me and my girlfriend fight too much, and I blame coronavirus. Literally, the COVID is taking such a toll on relationships. If y'all wasn't best friends before the pandemic hit, you're gonna break up. It's a fact. I apparently can't do anything right. I'm a terrible boyfriend. What else? Yeah, so basically,
Look
I
at
have a
Sydnee's
skeleton, I
face.
guess. I don't really have the funny because I'm still going through it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, no, you know what? I think you can say.
So yeah.
You could even say. You
She
could
keeps
say.
getting mad at me. She's like, "When are you gonna do the laundry? I need my clothes washed." And I said, "Well, where the fuck are you going?"
But you
know
could
what I'm saying?
say if you
Where
weren't
are
best
you
friends
getting-
before
where
the
you wearing clean
quarantine.
clothes to? In
But
the
listen,
ground?
Matt.
Shut the
Matt.
fuck up. Oh,
That's my
it's,
boy.
it's stupid. I also don't like that white people can wear bandanas and they're practicing proper social distancing. But if I put a bandana on, I'm in a gang. That needs to change.
Okay.
That needs to change. I want to protect others from my droplets as well. You know what I'm saying? Why I gotta have an N95? How come I can't wear my old fucking blue bandana from when I wanted to be a Crip? The double standard
like
that we need to get rid of.
That's a good
Those
bit.
are two of my bits, I think. I don't know. I don't know where they are yet.
Listen,
I don't know if I'm even going to keep them. By the time comedy clubs open, I'm going to have a whole new hour.
I mean, by the time comedy clubs open, you're going to be a Peloton instructor.
Did you guys freeze? I have 5G right now, so I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
we're with you.
we're with you. We're with you.
Okay, I don't wear a mask because I have antibodies.
I'm starting to side with your girlfriend, to be honest.
Dude,
Yeah,
why?
Can you hear us?
Because I'm not wearing a mask?
No, we're saying, can you hear
I'm
us?
literally socially distant as fuck. I'm away from everybody. I put the mask on when I'm around people, but if I'm riding in the middle of the street, I don't need to wear a mask.
I can't tell if Matt can't hear us or if he's just in the middle of a manic
Hello?
episode.
No, he's just breaking down.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I see you.
we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yay! Rosebud's face and Sydnee's face, they're looking at me like I'm a crazy person.
Because you're not responding. We're wondering if you can hear us.
Rosebud, I don't hear you at all.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
I can hear Robby. I don't know if I can't hear Sydnee.
All right. Well,
I'm not talking, so.
Oh, now I can hear Sydnee.
Yeah, I was.
You still can't hear Rosebud, though?
No.
You can't hear me at all? Nothing?
Now it says the host has unmuted my mic.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now, Matt? This is great. This is we're starting off in a really good place.
Strong. This is actually the strongest you can actually start off at.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no technical difficulties. Matt just has learned how to tune out white women.
Hilarious.
It's good somebody does.
I can't hear Rosebud. I can hear Robby and I can hear Sydnee. I can't hear Rosebud.
Okay, well, since Robby and Sydnee can hear me, why don't you guys?
StreamYard was the thing. This is my first StreamYard.
Why don't you guys?
I've been zooming and house partying and
try to help him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So let's run some bits here then.
Yes.
What do you got? You got mask. You got can't wear a mask because people think you're in a gang.
Yeah, like I feel obligated to steal shit when I wear a mask. Just because it looks like it. Nobody sees me smiling. I'm the happiest person I know. I smile all the time. So you can't see my smile with a mask on. I look ominous.
Right. Maybe you need a mask with a smile on it.
I tried that. Look at this. Look at this shit. I have a mask with me smiling on it, motherfucker. Look at this.
Tell her to put it on.
Okay,
It's
so
literally my face.
that's a reason to break up with you. That's a reason to stay with someone. Yeah. I think your girlfriend feeling is valid.
First of all, this was sent to me by my cousin who is sick. So, no. Second of all, she hasn't seen it yet. So why would she break up with me for having a mask that she ain't seen?
That's what you don't know. You don't know that she's already seen it. That's why she's giving you that energy.
I mean, you guys, I feel like I don't know if Matt can still hear me or not.
Now I can hear you.
You can
There
hear
we
me.
go.
Thank God. I was gonna say, Matt, when you do the bit about your girlfriend, like you said, if you weren't best friends before the quarantine, I was gonna say you will instead of being like, you're going to break up, you could be like, you're going to be best friends afterwards. And that's all. Like, you're going to fight.
Yeah.
Good.
I like
Fight
that.
like best friends. You're going to listen like best friends. And you're going to help each other do chores like best friends.
Yeah.
You're going to not have sex anymore like best friends.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Or like
Yes.
if you don't go in as best friends, you're going to end up as just friends type of deal.
Yeah. That's
like
even
that.
better.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good one.
If you go in as a relationship, it's just going to be a platonic friendship for sure.
Absolutely.
And then I would give an example of like a specific fight that you guys had. Because I know like at one point me and Andy fought because I said he didn't seem like he wanted to hang out with me. And we had been hanging out for 23 days in a row. So like if you can think of a particular fight that you had that was really specific, that could be a really funny, like you could turn that into a whole chunk.
Well, I think the first one that popped into my head was the most recent one about the laundry. And I'm like, well, why? Who's in a rush to wash clothes? You wear the same thing every day.
Oh, yeah.
You're not wearing,
right.
Nobody's wearing bras. You don't need clean bras. Clean underwear. Why are you wearing underwear in the house? That's silly. I don't know.
You're like, you don't need clean underwear. I've been around you for 3 months. You stink.
I'll wash the clothes. You wash my girlfriend.
That's funny. I think that's good.
Yeah.
You know, because it's
kinda
definitely relatable. Like, we're all, anybody who's quarantined with somebody else is like, I remember in the beginning of the quarantine, all the single people were like, at least you're quarantined with somebody else. And now all the single people are like, yeah, that sucks that you're with somebody else.
Yes.
That flipped hard.
You know, that's too bad.
Being with somebody that's mad at you all the time is worse than being alone.
Yeah, for sure. It's like if I wanted to be with somebody that was mad at me all the time, I would just be alone.
No, but being with somebody who's mad at you makes you want to be a better person.
Oh, no, not for me.
Depends on why they're mad.
You need a challenge. You need whenever I've had a relationship where everything is just chill, they're making me like too content. When they put me on edge, that's when I feel like I'm going to do better. That's
true. I think Matt just had to sign out because he probably got to work.
Yeah.
And I think that's true, Sid. But that's not necessarily true in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh,
yeah.
I think a challenge is great if you're in the regular world.
Okay.
Right.
So because we're in a pandemic, all of my things that I think about it doesn't matter anymore. Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm saying all the things that you were working on yourself before, you get to pause. Okay. Because we're in the middle of a pandemic.
We're dealing with other shit right now.
Right.
Yeah, it's bigger than you and me. It's a global pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Matt, I'm going to let you go. I hope you kill it tonight at work. Enjoy HQ.
I love you guys so much.
Thanks for giving money away to people who need it.
Got you.
All right. Love you.
Bye, Matt.
Bye.
Later.
Jesus
the most
Christ.
ridiculous.
He's one of the funniest people. Just watching him live in the world is like hilarious to me.
Funny.
Yeah. This is the second Zoom show I've done with him. Last time he was walking his dogs. He's the best.
Every time I've talked to him, he's been on a skateboard. It's like watching a green screen of New York over his head. Yeah. Okay, so Robby, you're up next. Do you have any new bits?
I do. Yeah. One so one of the quarantine things we've been doing, me and Casey, my fiance, to pass the time, has been like watching movies that the other person has never seen. So like introducing people to new movies. And the least fun thing in the world is watching a movie with someone who desperately wants you to see that movie. And nothing in the world is less fun. All of a sudden you got the movie chaperone there, like, pay attention. Pay attention. Sorry, I blink sometimes, you know? And then I feel like they're not even watching the movie. They're just watching you watch it.
Watch
like
the
a weird
movie.
Stalker. Yes. Just like, I like when you like what I like. You know? Here's the funny part.
is this your ultrasound? Like, why is it so important?
Yes,
I
that's
think
the thing.
people who try to tell you to watch movies, it feels very used car salesman. Like they're trying to sell you something that they know is not that good.
Yes.
But they need you to want it, so they feel validated.
Right.
Yeah, because I think the other side of this, have you ever been the other person where you want someone to watch a movie, and then when you're watching it with them, you realize it's actually a bad movie, and then you have to come up with excuses? Like, I was in a weird headspace when I saw it. I was going through a breakup or whatever.
Well, it was the decade. It was not.
It was a different in the time. Yeah,
a different time. Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Like, I think there's like, oh, you have something?
No, go ahead.
Other places where I think it could go that it's like underdeveloped is like, I think there's a similarity there to those people who like want you to try the food and then they watch you, and if you give them a reaction like anything less than a orgasm, they're just like disappointed in your food. I think there's like some type of crossover there.
Well, I think specifically the crossover would be that it's your significant other. So like it's like you feel the same way when you're being forced to watch one of her movies as you do when you're being forced to eat her food.
Yeah,
it's like did you film this yourself?
Right. Yeah. Did you write this?
Yeah.
And then also just like that they're like concerned that you're going to miss something. Like if you look away for 30 seconds, you're going to be totally lost. And you're like, I understand how movies work. Like he gets the girl in the, like she quits the magazine job and they move to Paris. I'll be okay if I miss this 30 seconds.
Yeah. And also when we're watching movies in quarantine, it's not to pay attention to the movie. It's to get out of our lives.
Yes.
Like we don't care about the movie. I can't tell you how many things I've watched in quarantine where it's like I didn't absorb a single scene. I can't tell you what that entire series is about. I know I watched it, but I can't tell you what the fuck happened.
Yeah, watching movies is like going to college. It's like, what did I get out of this?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I describe like the TV. It's like I watch it like I watch a kaleidoscope. It's just like pretty colors and movement, and that's enough for me. Yeah, I'm not paying attention to anything else.
I love what Sydnee said about it's like going to college. Like, what did I get out of this? And also, how can I get that time back?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so much time. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
But also, you go to college because you get that gratification from it. Yeah, you did it. Like, watching movies for your significant other is kind of like going to college. It's like you're doing it just so they can be happy for you. Maybe, I don't know.
Right, just to like placate with their expectations.
Somebody else happy. We're only going to college to make other people happy.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess it's also like
a movie for your significant other.
Yeah,
it's like the easiest, most passive way to complete something. All you have to do is sit for an hour and a half and you did something. I watched a movie.
Right. So it's like, if I'm already doing something for you, don't make me add to that with like facial expressions I don't feel like fucking making.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I'm not going to perform watching a movie for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you already have actors in front of you. Why do you need me?
Yeah. That's great. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, I like that bit.
Super helpful.
There's so much there too. I think you can go in so many different directions with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, where to like springboard it to. Because I think like the food thing is one example, but I definitely think there's other stuff like that where people like their enjoyment hinges on your enjoyment of something.
Right. It's too much it's like and it, you know what this might be too inside baseball, but it's like when an audience member comes up and tries to make a joke after the show.
Sure.
And you're like, no,
thank you. Yeah. We're good. We're all good here.
It's fine. I'm okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't sell me on whatever shitty thing you have.
Right. Which is always racist. It's like, it's never not the audience member after the show.
Always offensive in some way. Yeah. It's like sexist, racist, fucking homophobic. And they're just like, and
you get it? Are you gonna buy this T-shirt or not, man?
I just got fucking seltzer up my nose. You can buy. Are you gonna buy my fucking merch or not?
Are we doing this or
Make me
not, buddy?
smile at your racism, please. Okay. What's your second bit?
The other one I'm working on is a much more it's like a existential type of thing. It's tougher to wrangle. So the basically how it got into my head is because I saw like a toddler was having a meltdown in a CVS, and the parent grabbed it by the arm and yanked it out, and people started like applauding at the CVS. And then someone was like, "Oh, the kids are so entitled." And the bit is that like parents are much more entitled than kids, right? Because that kid, 2 years old, didn't exist 2 years ago. It was nothing. It was not even a thought. And then someone who was feeling some type of emptiness conjured it from the beyond and is like, get on my schedule. You know, Daddy's got to be at Buffalo Wild Wings. Figure it out. And kids are dealing with so much emotion all at once. Like the kid wanted a toy and he is 2. He doesn't understand that he doesn't own it, that CVS owns it. They don't understand capitalism and consumerism and rejection and desire. He's just a little person who doesn't know anything yet having a meltdown because it's overwhelming. And we're like, Jesus Christ, get it together.
Yeah. Okay. This is a fucking, that's a deep one. That's like, cause it's like, there's something there, it's hypocritical, and I think that's what's funny about it. But you kind of run the risk of like, and I run this risk with so many of my bits where it's like, okay, I know that I'm right about this, but I don't know what's funny yet.
Right.
About it.
Yeah.
So
that's how I
think,
start most of my bits too.
Yeah. So I think if you go into, there's got to be a comparison, right? Like if you are, like, it's like if you put the parent, I'm trying to think, if you put like a kid is like just this thing, like a kid is just like doesn't understand the world and doesn't like, it's almost like getting mad at like a dog for not knowing how to drive a car.
Right.
You know?
Yes, it's something like that. That's
like
exactly right. Yeah.
Some sort of comparison you can make there, but I don't think that's the one. I think that's a little too like circusy, but
yes,
you know
but I know
mean?
that's a good comparison to be made. I guess like
watching kids have meltdowns is triggering for us because it's like, oh, is that how I look? Is
right.
That
right. Yeah.
And then everyone kind of like allows kids to cry, but like when I do that on the C train, everyone is like, oh, mental.
Everyone's like, yeah.
And that's you're almost jealous of the freedom. Like, you're out of the snack I want. I wish I could just collapse in this aisle and start crying right now. I wish I had that level of freedom.
Yeah. I think that's like a perfect way, Sid. I think that's like the perfect way to like expand it too. Cause like once you figure out that like first thing about what, you know, whatever comparison you're going to make, and then you go into, if you saw someone doing that, if you saw an adult doing that,
right,
what would your reaction be? You know, like if an adult sobbing left a CVS, and people applauded,
right, that's funny. Yeah.
Like that is it's like, if anything, that could be you could use that to like display the adult entitlement even more, you know?
Right. Yeah. That's great.
On some level.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't have like more, I don't have like funnier shit for that.
No, this is like a tougher one to wrap your head around for sure. Yeah,
but it's like, once you get, that's a perfect bit. I mean, I love that kind of a bit where, you know, it's like, okay, it's going to be 6 weeks.
Yeah, this one's going to take some time.
I get this,
but when it comes out, you're going to be like, wow, that was worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. But there's just something about that, like, entitlement of creating a person, of just being someone who didn't ask to be here. They didn't just like, it's so entitled to be like, I'm going to make another, and we're trying, by the way, Casey and I are trying to do this. So, but You're like, I'm going to make a person and then just make them go through life. And like, for some people, life is great. And for other people, it's not. And we're just going to play this lottery with a new person we're creating.
Right. I think that you got to start with that you're trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of get into it that way. Cause it gives people like, you don't come off as one of those, like, you know, these people who are like childless and they're like
comics who are just like, I'll never have kids. Having kids is stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that, like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that. If you just say like, okay, listen, I'm going to own up. I'm doing this, but I know that
here's what
selfish.
I'm wrestling with. Here's why it's, yeah. That's great.
There's a lot there. That's a great bit.
Super helpful. That's
going to be a great bit. Yeah. Awesome. Good. So Sydnee.
Yes, I'm here.
Sydnee Washington. Yeah. Oh, wait, really quickly. I gotta pause, make another announcement. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please feel free to donate to the comics at tickly.co/justforlaughs. Suggested donation is $5. But you can give whatever you want. If you're a millionaire, please give us $1 million. All right, Sid, what new bits do you have?
Okay, so this is kind of an old one that I forgot about that I want to work on again. But it's like I've had depression, obviously, because I live in New York. And I've been depressed for so long that the number one goal for me as depression is like, well, I want to not have it anymore. But my biggest fear is that if I don't have depression anymore, like, what can I use as an excuse for why I'm a shitty person?
Right.
That's great.
So I've been on medication for 6 months, and before I couldn't get out of bed, but now I have the energy to get out of bed and I'm still in bed. So it's like, I don't have depression. I'm just
funny.
A lazy fuck.
That's great. That's great. I think you could just start with, I've been suffering from depression, because I think you kind of telegraph the rest of the bit by starting it with, I have depression, but the whole like, now I don't have an excuse for why I'm a shitty person. Yeah. When you mention I used to not be able to get out of bed, I already kind of know where you're going with it because of that first part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would maybe go, I would kind of reverse the order. Okay. And Robby, stop me if you think this is like,
no, I'm on board so far.
But like, if you reverse the order and you say, I've suffered from depression, I've been on medication for 6 months, I used to not be able to get out of bed. And
now I have the energy to get out of bed, but I just don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, I think though, to make it, to like misdirect it a bit is like, because you're over your depression, and be like, I used to not be able to get out of bed. Now I choose to not get out of bed.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I love it that you feel the like the medication, that medicating yourself has given you the freedom to choose to be a shitty person rather than, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, so I used to not be able to get out of bed. Now I choose
to not get out of bed.
To not get out of bed, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's like, you can apply that to quarantine too.
Giving me the power back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's given me the power to make my own decisions.
Right.
And that decision is to continue to do everything the same way I've always been doing it. You know? I love that.
It's giving me the power to not change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. It's like, I was trying to work on something like kind of like that with sobriety and like the quarantine. Cause I'm like, okay, so I've been sober for 12 years and now I've ended up, my whole life is like I've ended up isolated on my couch, unable to tell one day from another, and unable to work. And I'm like, literally nothing has changed. I'm just sober. Like, you know what I mean? But like, I wasn't able to kind of do anything with that. So I mean, I love this bit. That's a great bit. I think that's like, yeah. Is there more to it? Did you have more?
Well, there was the part where I was canceling a whole bunch of things because like I had anxiety and I didn't have the will to get there. And now I'm in a place where I can evaluate these things. And it's like, I don't really want to go to your wedding. Like, I don't,
Yes.
I don't want to go to your birthday. Like, I don't care. I just,
Right.
I don't know if I'm still depressed or I just don't like you.
Yeah. I think the clarity that you get after treating depression is valuable because you're realizing for the first time that you just didn't like your friends. Like you're realizing what was depression and what was I don't know, like it's like, did you cancel plans because of your depression or did you cancel plans because you just don't like that person? Like, I don't know.
Right.
There's something.
I didn't have a chemical imbalance. I just didn't like you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. I think, or it was a chemical imbalance, but it was the chemistry between us.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's great.
It was a chemical imbalance, but also it's the chemistry between us.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Look at us. We're really getting this going, huh?
We're really doing it.
I guess I had the most basic stuff to fix. It was like, bitch, just write it. All right.
Dude, I feel like but doing this show has helped me so much because it's like you sit down with your own bits and you're like, yeah, I just don't know where the fuck to go with this. And then when you talk to other comics, all of a sudden it's like they're able to see it faster than you are. It's always
open doors for you. You've still got to run through that door, but they can open doors for you in directions you just wouldn't have thought to go. And that's huge help.
Yeah. I feel like it's always like every time I talk to other comics with bits that I've been like staring at, all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, just do this. And I'll be like, fuck, like
Right.
part of me is like, fucking hell. But it's like,
Yeah,
it works.
but then you'll give those comics the same type of thing. You'll give them a line that they would have never
Right.
thought of as well, because it's just a different perspective.
I mean, this is taking, this is taking notes by choice instead of some after you're saying, hey, I have a couple of tags, and it's like, absolutely not.
No, thank you.
It's like,
Even if the tags
please stay. No.
even if they're good, it's like, but you're fucking telling them, so no, I don't want those tags.
Right. Yeah.
I'd rather bomb on stage than take your tags.
Yeah. So many times I've said that.
Okay, and I have one last bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then my second bit is a lot of people want the quarantine to be over, but I don't, because this is the first time people are realizing they don't have any value to other people's lives. Like if you can't get them into a party or a show, or you can't take hot pictures with them, it's like, what do I need to stay in contact with you for? So now, even though people have all this time to like stay and keep up with friends, it's like, for what? For friendship? Like,
Yeah.
What is the purpose?
What?
And at the core of that's funny, because it's like what is the point of this? Friendship?
Mm-hmm.
No thanks.
Yeah.
We're all good.
Yeah. I think if anything, I think that you could even be more specific with that angle just by going, I don't want us to end quarantine yet, because I don't feel like anybody's learned their lesson about how bad of a friend they really are. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you're a bad friend, nobody's calling you in quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
It's like with house party, if you join a house party call and then the call ends, you fucked it up. Like nobody wants you around, you know? People are, so people are
like
learning.
High school again.
Yes.
Yes.
People are learning their value to other people. And it's like, if you aren't a good conversationalist, if you aren't a good listener, nobody wants to talk to you right now.
There's absolutely no use for hot people.
Yeah.
It's like, what can you bring to the table? You weren't bringing to the table anything except good bone structure. And now you're absolutely bringing nothing, because now I have to FaceTime you all day.
Yeah.
You're nice to look at. Okay.
Yes.
So is everything on Google. I can Google your face. Why would I want to FaceTime with you?
Right. I could actually Google a walk around a neighborhood in Italy. Why would I call you?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And then there's the external, the other side of like, who is this the worst for then? Like people like club promoters who have no real friends, but 1,000 people hitting them up. And like, so I think you can assemble all of those people like the quarantine is the worst for, just losing all of their social life.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I like
that.
I
wish it's like, it sucks a little bit because drug dealers are still going to have that delusional confidence. You know,
right? Yes,
people are still hitting up drug dealers. Like they're not hitting up their friends and families, but trust me,
that's what I'm saying. It sucks because drug dealers should have no confidence.
Right?
Like nobody wants to hang out with a drug dealer, but drug dealers are always the ones that hang out. Like you'll get what they're selling you, and then they'll just hang out with you.
Yeah,
you know, and you're like, all right,
okay, I guess
fine. So they're still gonna have that like fucked up confidence, but that's great. I feel like I didn't contribute enough to that one.
I feel like you guys, this was incredible.
Okay, good. All right. So then I'll do one. You guys, audience members, again, if you want to, you can donate to the comics at tickly.co/ what was it? Oh, Just for Laughs. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And please don't fire me for that. All right. I've got a couple bits. I'm trying to kind of decide which one. All right. This is one that I did in the first episode, and I kind of wanted to see where else I could go with it. But I was thinking the isolation and quarantine is the roughest part. Like I think that suicide rates are going to go up, but only if you really mean it, because Amazon's going to run out of rope. And like I mean, look, suicide suicide isn't funny, but I mean, wanting to kill yourself and then having to wait 3 weeks for the rope to arrive.
Oh man,
that's funny.
You're just like, if this rope doesn't arrive, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Like a waiting period on a gun. That's super funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just wanted to see where else I could go with that. If you guys had any other ideas, I was like, I think there's more there, and I just haven't like really gone into it too much.
This is New York City specific, but something about like, if you're going to kill yourself in quarantine, like don't do it close to 7 p.m. or everyone will be applauding for your death.
Yes. Oh, that's so good.
Yes.
Wow.
Don't do it. Or, wait until 7
Or do it.
PM.
Wait till 6:59.
If you're a crowd pleaser.
At 7 because you actually want praise. You want people.
Wait till 7,
You want people to be happy about it.
That's funny.
Go out on a high.
You're the real hero.
Yeah. Leave on an applause.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave. Keep them happy, That is fucking great.
You're absolutely killing.
Yeah.
So bad.
That is fucking great. You are killing. God, I love that. That's fucking so good. All right. And then the other thing that I had, and I'm kind of rushing through this because my computer's at 9%, and I have I can choose to use my ring light or just my fucking computer screen. So All right. This is kind of what I was going into. So I got engaged in quarantine, and immediately after I got engaged, my mom and my fiance's mom wanted us to have kids. They immediately were like, start having babies. And that's, I guess, normal, but it was strange for us because it was in the middle of a pandemic. So they were like, hey, make sure you wash your hands and also don't wear a condom.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's something like don't sneeze on my daughter, but it's okay to sneeze in my daughter.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's so gross.
We're in love with that.
It's so fucking gross. But it does make me laugh.
That's funny. Wear a mask, not a condom.
Wear a mask, not a condom. I feel like a lot of mask condom jokes have been made.
Oh,
but
yeah. That's been, yeah.
But, you know, and then I was thinking of going into a bit about, I thought about having a baby because I'm ready to end my life as I know it, but I'm too cowardly to kill myself. And I don't know if that's just depressing. I mean, I wouldn't get a laugh if I said that on stage. It makes me laugh, but it doesn't. Right. It's one of those things where I'm like, no, that's,
yeah,
it has to
funny,
be.
You'd have to find a way to make it. It would have to be sandwiched in like exactly the right stuff to get a laugh on stage. Like, I think there's a place it could work on stage, but you'd have to find the perfect place for it.
Like if I describe what I see when I look at a parent, you know,
yeah,
it's like, because you get so bored in quarantine, you're just like, at least I'd have someone to focus on. You know what I mean? At least I could just like, I wouldn't have to think about my own life.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, at least there'd be something to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you want to wait until you're really stuck. Because like when you're in quarantine, you're stuck with the kid. Like you don't, like when you're able to get out and about, you know, you can leave your kid in the mall. You could have like a stranger watching it. To get away from it. You can't do that.
Right. Yeah. It's like being in jail and then asking for solitary confinement.
Yeah. Or you know what? This is a great time to have a kid because if you have postpartum, you could blame it on COVID.
Right.
If you want to like if you accidentally kill your kid, you could blame it on COVID. Because they're labeling all the deaths as COVID.
Yeah, kid killing will really go over well. I think.
The audiences love it.
Yeah, the mothers in Minnesota are cleaning up house right now. They're cleaning up with the child. They're loving it.
There might be something just about how, like, also if you get pregnant, that you're guaranteeing like multiple trips to the hospital or like a doctor's office. And like hospitals are war zones right now. Everyone's like, stay away from the hospital, but it's like, get pregnant right now and go to the hospital. Yeah,
but it's like, at this point, I would go to a hospital just to get out.
Just to do something. That's funny.
I did start, this is, I don't know if this is like.
That's a good, like, about dying. Like, you wanted to get out, so you got COVID.
Yeah. I just wanted to go for a ride, you know, in an ambulance. It's fine. There's like, I don't know if there's anything else there. Like, there's just this kind of like, I think I have to work on it more before I like run it by other people, because it's one of those bits where it's like there's something, but I don't know what it is. You know,
but like being pressured to have a baby during quarantine is like that's definitely a premise. There's something there,
right?
It's also, like, what's wrong with your parents? Like, this is the worst time to be thinking about the future. It's like
I know.
It's like, are you anybody who talk about like next year is a hate crime to me? Because I don't even know how next week is going to be. Why would you talk about 2021?
I know. I'm already like picking up the phone like my granddad did right before he died. Like, I'm just going, well, I'm still here. Like, that's I'm just like, I've aged like fucking 3 decades, it feels like, in 3 months.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
For people to even talk about what are your plans after quarantine. I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's no such
Right.
thing as plans. Plans canceled. The word plans.
Plans are canceled. Yes. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for doing the show. I appreciate it. You've both been hysterical. I love you both. You're fucking so funny. And I hope you got something out of it.
I did actually. I
For
wrote
sure I did. Yeah.
everything you said.
Good. I have 4% on my computer, so we're going to be signing out now. But I wanted to remind the audience, if you're available and you can, tune in on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Characters Welcome, and on Friday, same time for the Sklar Teen Comedy Hour, hosted by the Sklar Brothers, on Facebook and YouTube, just for laughs. Again, if you want to donate to the comics today, you can donate at tickly.co/justforlaughs. Suggested donation is $5, but whatever you can give is great. Again, thank you to Robby Slowik, Sydnee Washington. You guys are amazing. And Matt Richards on his bicycle. Thank God he didn't die. That would have fucked up the show pretty bad. And thanks. Tune in again next week if we're back. Okay?
Thank you,
Bye,
Rosebud.
guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, Sid.
Thanks for doing it.